Jag gör sådär och startar dagens webbinarie. Jag heter Tim Ljunggren. Eh, jag ska inte snacka så mycket idag om Synergia, utan det är faktiskt ganska många kända ansikten här i lyssnarskaran. Så hjärtligt välkomna till er. Det är väldigt kul att få presentera MarkeDroid här idag. De kommer med en extremt smart styrning och kompatibilitet med mängder av olika växelriktare och en hel del smarta features. Thomas som ska köra presentationen, han sitter i Estland. Så Thomas, I will change language and let's start doing this in English. I think that's easiest for all of us. And I will, just you can do the show, and then we will have some questions along the way. Please write them in the comment section, and then we will answer them afterwards. The presentation will be around 30 to 45 minutes. And after that, we will have a Q&A session of around 15 minutes. So it will be plenty of time for everyone to get the answers they need. And also, I will record this webinar. We'll send it to everyone. We'll upload it to Synergia's YouTube channel. And I will also, to all participants that have registered for the webinar, you will have the PDF file sent to you afterwards. So yeah, Thomas, take it away.
Hello, good morning. I hope that everyone sees my presentation.
Perfect in presentation mode.
Okay, good. Yep, my name is Thomas Teser. I am the CEO and the co-founder. And there is also other Thomas. As you see, there is like Thomas Kanner, who is also the CTO and the co-founder. So if you would like to contact with MarkeDroid, then you might connect with two Thomases. So what is in the agenda? I will give this brief overview what is the MarkeDroid. Then we can go over that it's what kind of inverters we are supporting, and also these HEMS, what are those extra functionalities what we have. And there is also the multi-inverter and vendor support. Then is a retrofit. Then we are talking about the campaign, the flexibility, the benefit, return of investment, and support. So, and you see that below there is like one link that currently I'm giving this high level overview, but yeah, we will have this deep dive in our demo sessions. Then we can go with this more deeper and to understanding more. So, okay, so we are live in 12 countries, and for us to enter the new country will take only 2 weeks, because we need just to understand what is the local language and so on, and is it like the local currency. So currently we are supporting more than 20 different inverter manufacturers. And for us, it's to add new one, it's mainly takes 2 days. But yeah, we are adding more of those ones. This is our current list. We can say that we have this vendor agnostic, and yeah, those are what we are currently supporting. So there is, okay. So what is our this EMS? So yes, this is the battery arbitrage, which is based on the spot price. So we also have this smart solar sales, which means that it's early morning. If the prices are high, then we can decide that it's please not start right away charging the batteries, because if you charge the batteries early morning, then it's the batteries would be full, and then it's like price going down, and then you start selling. So we are making decision that we will start to right away selling the surplus energy if the prices are high. So there is also one important thing is the smart import limit. Basically, we can avoid those invoices because the net of tariff or the power tariffs. And then we also have this smart 15 minutes based management. So if the price is hourly based, but we can manage the site based on 15 minutes. So we will make 4 decisions per hour. And yes, we have for every customer home specific or asset specific this AI modeling, meaning that we have the lever that we know that how much they will start to producing. And also we know what is the consumption pattern. And then we also know what is the prices and we know the local setup. And then we are producing for every customer best plan for 24 hours. So this is one example, and this is exactly what I shared, that it's this site, it's like spot price is hourly price, but we are managing it based on 15 minutes. So as you see, we have made like in 1 hour 4 different decisions, which means that it's giving us more flexibility to make more smarter decisions. And you can see also early morning when the prices are high, then we have sold the surplus energy. And yeah, you see that this nighttime we also did the charging because there were like low price and so on. So there is like the red line is like if you're buying in the energy, and the green line is if you're selling. So we are taking into account all the price components. So every customer will see only the out of the socket prices. So what is like our this unique position? So we can say that we are the world's most adaptable home management VPP platform. So we are helping the installers and also homeowners to profit to turning this traditional energy system into the smart powered by AI. And what we also see that we can even like improve that one savings and also earnings up to 150%. So it's normal that our customers, this return of investment, it's 3 years. Currently under our management is 20 megawatt hour batteries, and we can serve also CNI residential houses and solar parks. So this is one our uniqueness. So we can manage the single inverters. We can do this retrofit, meaning that if there is like string inverter, and we can add this hybrid one and start managing it. And there is also, we can manage multiple inverters. So it might be like it's parallel, and also they might be in this master slave setup. And we can also manage the multi vendors in the same site. This is one example. What we can do that this were like it's a solution before, and customer can keep it as it is, and then we're adding the second hybrid inverter, and then we can start managing it. So the campaign. So we have agreed with Synergia that we will include our premium EMS for free 5 years. So if you're calculating what is the cost of this service, it is like 9K local currency. And you can see there is like all those functionalities are there, what I currently explained to you. And yes, there is like included is our device. And what we can see that it's based on the current live data, that during this period, the customer can earn, it's at 7.2K from this smart solar sales, and from the battery arbitrage more than 50K. And this is the calculation is based on that what is the spread, and it's calculated 24 hours. So yeah, we can boost quite a lot of this savings and earnings. And there is like for the campaign, there is like activation code. This is one screenshot from our this application that you below see that there is customer need to add or input this activation code and apply. Then this service will be active. And all those activation codes you receive from the Synergia. The flexibility, it's coming. We already have it, this first pilot up, but we can't currently share the name who we have this cooperation together. So it's coming. But it's for customers. They can decide to just have this so-called EMS. They can decide, do they want to have the flexibility? And then we have the flexibility and EMS together. And we can also like, it's this a kind of like hybrid solution that it's, we always go to EMS. And if there is coming this flexibility, this is always higher priced, but this is set up in this way that it's always the price. If you participate in the flexibility market, then the price is higher than it's like the normal spot price. So there is also one additional functionality what we have realized from the working together with installers. There is the customer can also create a ticket. And also we can have like, it's look who is will sort it out. Is it like something that is technical or is it like it's related with our service? So we can keep all this customer communication in one place and to understanding like what's ongoing there and what we need to sort it out. And this is like a separate discussion with partners. Are we activating or not? As you see, there is like a separately tab, which is communication, that we can separately activate that one, that it's now available for the customers also. And it will be also from the partners pool. So every partner we can agree that separately, that do we activating or not. So this is our team. Half of them it's engineering and customer support, and the other half it's like it's growth team. And on the call you see also Thomas Kerner, who is our CTO. So yes, our slogan is like it's turning solar battery into the cash machine. So that it's our presentation.
Fantastic, Thomas. Thank you very much. We will open up for some questions now. And since we are not too many people, I will actually allow people to um, to activate their microphones if they want to ask a question verbally, or if they want to write it in the chat, it's also okay. And while people are thinking about their questions, my question is, Thomas, to you, what different trends do you see in how these external EMS systems are like? How are they affecting both the investment and also what trends do you see of the multiple markets where you are present?
Yeah, it's as we are in the 12 countries that it's and the different countries in the different phases. But yeah, what is like important that it's this is something new that it's how the customers became prosumers, that they will decide when to sell, when to store, and when to use from own like to cover own consumption. But yeah, what is like what I see that it's they are quite stuck with this retrofit because if the new inverter is coming, there might be having those services available, but the customer who currently have just solar panels, they are struggling to add the batteries. That's one what we see that it's quite big trend in Europe. Another thing is that if you're looking how much the prices are fluctuating, this is the huge potential what they're currently not using. So it's the savings are some of our customers, it's like they're not paying any electricity bills because we can manage that way that they are saving and they are earning a decent amount of money. And basically we are turning this house as a like cost unit, also like revenue maker.
Yeah, very interesting. We have a question from Marcus.
Yes, hello. Thank you
Hello.
for a very nice presentation. I just ordered a MarkeDroid, so that was a good presentation. He sent a picture to Tim on his phone as well.
Proof
So
is confirmed.
yeah, exactly. Just a quick question about I know you're developing a lot. I especially like the compatibility with several inverters because this MarkeDroid I ordered was for my dad. He's got an old Fronius, and then he bought a Huawei, and he doesn't understand why he can't see everything in the same. Yeah, so perfect. Very well done to you. Question about he's also got an EV charger, and he's got a heat pump, etc. I know I've spoken to you shortly at an event. Can you tell me a bit more about the EV charging for the residential side, how that works and what your plans might be at the moment on the EV charging side?
I can cover.
Thomas.
Yeah, I can cover that. The first challenge that we recognized with those systems when having a home battery and EV was that the EV was constantly ambushing the home battery, meaning that when you put the EV to charge, the home system wanted to cover the load and therefore discharge the home battery into the EV. Then the EV left home, and then the home was buying expensive energy from the grid in the morning because it was empty battery. So this we fixed in a way that now our system monitors the load of the home. And if the EV charging is detected, like high load situation, then we close the battery in order to avoid that the EV will sort of ambush the battery. So this is something that we have already now. It's called on the features, it's the battery protection in the settings. So there you can say, define the power limit from which we will close the battery discharge so you don't empty out your home battery into EV. The next steps that we are working on right now already with some EV chargers is that how to manage better the power of charging of EV based on the data that we have, which is kind of like solar production levels and so on. But this is the challenge is not technical. The challenge is about the use case, how and when and in which context the user wants to actually give the information that, hey, right now I want to charge as fast as possible, or hey, now I want to charge with excess solar only. So this is the point where we're deciding what to do next. Technically wise, we have, lab with two different vendors already. We know what to do on technical side, but it's about packaging the feature so that it would be appreciated. This is the challenging part that we're trying to figure out right now.
Is that, Thomas, to control the EV through APIs, or is it to control the charge point with OCPP, or like what kind of routes are you working on?
Since we want to make sure that everything works also when the internet connectivity is down, then we want to talk from our device locally to the charger. And those capabilities depend on a charger vendor. So we are looking at those situations because our system is network connectivity in that sense independent. When your internet connectivity goes down, the device locally knows what's the plan, knows the stuff what to do. So it is impervious to those kind of short outages. So we want to keep on that track so that it would also work when you have internet outage and wouldn't go nuts. So that's why we're looking at the local integrations.
Great, thank you. I'm very happy with the answer. And send it quickly to me, Tim. I want to start playing now.
Warehouse is already working.
Great, thank you.
Great. We can open up for more questions if there are any. Also, a question in meanwhile, since most of Swedish homes will soon have a peak power tariff from the grid owner, how are you considering like these different, not only localization? I mean, this is a Swedish problem right now, but I'm pretty sure it will be a European problem soon. And how are you incorporating that into your control systems?
I will take that again. Right now, initial features that we have rolled out is about doing this import limiting while we are charging the battery. So making sure that we do not cause this harm. The next level that we're looking into is that, okay, but when the house load is above, can we supply it back? This becomes very vendor specific, and we will address this topic vendor by vendor, doing kind of like true peak shaving. Because it sometimes goes like against the logic that we are trying to do. For example, when the home is in a state of hold and collect, meaning that if you see any surplus energy, please collect it. But otherwise, the prices are not so good, so don't allow discharge. So we have to consider when we are at such a state, but then there is a peak. Then we have to allow out only the amount of power that covers the peak. So this is something that we are looking into, and we'll go vendor by vendor to build out this support. And the moment the vendor has support, it will pop up in the settings page also for the users. So we do this vendor by vendor, those rollouts.
I also think it's quite interesting when we're looking at this picture to see like these coloring. It's basically the plan is already set. But I also saw that you added a new feature where a user individually can adapt the AI's plan, so to say, that you can always interfere with and have full control of your system. I think that's a feature which, I mean, I'm following a lot of different forums in Swedish PV industry, and I think one of the biggest problem with AI is that people don't understand why the AI is doing things, and I think that people want to be in control. Can you elaborate a little bit of like where do you see yourself as the true autopilot of the battery, or like where are MarkeDroid positioning yourself?
We want to make it as easy as possible for the end users. But when it comes to AI in such a situation, it comes down to the predictions. And as we all know, predictions cannot never be 100% correct, even the weather. But when we're trying to predict single household behavior, it's even trickier. So we would do always our best to put together the best plan that we can see based on the data. But we also see that not allowing users to interfere with the plan, it's kind of like putting them into a self-driving car with no steering wheel and not asking even questions whether it's okay with them. So that's why the adjust plan is there, because in the end, they might have events and things like this coming up that we have no clue, and we cannot have any clue about them. So that's why there is those options. And then we see also that there are some customers that are really enthusiastic, and for them it's almost like a trading, like a little bit like Monopoly game. So they want to do those fine adjustments, and they say, no, I have too much battery, I will sell it for 15 minutes. So they have now also very easy interface to do this.
What are your conclusions from in Sweden? We had a really strong frequency support and VPP discussions the last, I would say, 24 months. And then when the revenue dropped from FCRD, for example, we see a lot of the aggregators moving towards other revenue streams. But we also see many of the participating installers here at this webinar are more focused, I would say, on the self-consumption and peak value arbitrage and those kinds of like behind the meter settings. What are your conclusion in what should you do with the battery? Should you do internal optimization? Should you help the grid? Do both, and why?
That is easy. Both.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, I think that the question is what is the return of investment? So it's as we are focusing to maximize it for the end customer. So we can always go that it's they had prices, and then we are generating the plan, and then it's if there is no certain level activation, that it's no, let's don't do that one. So it's for us, it's like to maximize the return of investment. It's if the price for this flexibility is high, why not? You can improve your return of investment. If not, then it's like you can also focus on this based on the spot price management. You can also save from there. So
And a follow-up question on that, since I mean, I think you illustrate this very nicely with the 24-hour plan, that you see what the battery is doing every 15 minute by 15 minute. I think this also illustrates that you can only do like one task at a time with the battery. I mean, in the essence, it can charge, discharge, or do nothing. That's the essence of a battery, and it's a matter of how we do it, of course. Um, how are you just like, for example, if you are participating on VPP services at 12 o'clock, you need to make sure that the battery is not too charged and not too little charged when 12 o'clock starts. How are you considering the effect of being ready for something that will come afterwards? How have you incorporated that logic?
This part is something that we do twofold. One is preparing for the actual VPP action. And I think there the key is in transparency. When we do integrations with aggregators, we discuss it very thoroughly through that we provide them the real-time data from the sites. And so they have full transparency, full understanding what is possible, what is available right now. And then they make the call which assets will be activated and how much. And then for us is then to monitor the situation and take appropriate actions after the activations. And this is something that we, again, as the overall planner is constantly developing. We are changing stuff there pretty much weekly and adding new capabilities to it. This is also something that we will see how much is the effects and so on, because sometimes those effects and activations are very short only, so they do not impact that much of the state of charge or anything like that. So it doesn't affect in a whole long-term plan. But at the same time, we have to look at the situation when the VPP asked that the battery be at 0 and holding the battery closed for a while, and then it's like question like, okay, if it's beneficial enough economic terms, then fine. But then we have whole battery for the evening. So this is about monitoring real-time action and then planning accordingly.
Yeah, thank you, Thomas.
Do you?
Yeah, Mr. Mats Karlström, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Do you have a feature where you can compare the projected plan with the actual outcome of a 24-hour schedule? So you can get the confirmation that you understand the settings correctly and that you know how to affect your own preference in the algorithm?
I'm not sure I fully understand the question, but if the question was about do we get confirmation back for each and every command from the inverter setups? Yes, we do.
No, that was not. I was thinking that if you do a plan for 24 hours ahead, then you download it and you run according to that plan. Do you have a feature where you can basically replay and compare your plan with what actually happened in terms of revenue and so on, per 24 hour or per month or per week or whatever, just so the user get confirmation and understanding on how the different algorithms affect each other based on his own need and requirement?
We do not calculate what we call right now the like alternative histories. If the plan would have been like this, this would have been the results. We do not calculate them right now. And this relates back to the questions that we also get often is that, hey, what is the predicted, revenues and everything? And there it's about, again, the challenge of predictions, energy market and so on. And so what we're looking at right now is to answer this question best is that we can look back at the markets and our customer base, and we can do statistical analysis based on this, saying that, hey, those kind of customers with those kind of consumption, with those kind of solar and battery, situations on that market, that was the result. Because there are just too many variables to play through. It's
I think, yeah, and I also think like it's quite complicated to have like these different scenarios that you are already evaluating. You're choosing one, publishing it to the user, but then the user maybe wants to have a different setting and then do the calculations for that. I think that's I understand what you're meaning, Mats, but I think it's also quite complicated and advanced. But maybe Thomas, you can show like the real outcome of this, because I mean, in the end, for example, for a residential homeowner, they are just interested in one thing: how much did I earn, and how are you visualizing that?
Yeah, I just wanted to add that one. So the plan is not static. So we can regenerate the plan like in every hour, which means that if the conditions are changing, we're always going to improve that one. Another part of that one is like as we have like lots of customers, and then we can have a like understanding how much they saved. So we have the number. So then we can go like it's to understanding it why some sites are not have a like this high number. Then we can start to like understanding it what we need to improve there. So we have always this rare side mirror to understand from this financial side that it, how we can improve that one, because different countries giving us this lots of information to understand where exactly we can improve that one return of investment. So
We have
we will show for every customer like it's like explicit that it's in every hour how much you saved. So there's always like backtrack.
perfect. We have also a question from Masayar.
Yes. Hello, everyone. First of all, thanks for the amazing description of the whole process. Earlier, we talked about the AI aspect where the system is not fully autonomous, which means the user can't have some sort of controls over. But let's put that aside for a second and focus on the AI entirely. Now, my question is, how does the MarkeDroid AI manage prediction errors in real time? Let's say, for example, there's like, like the solar predictions or the consumption suddenly shifts outside the forecast, and there's like just all these errors and stuff. How does the AI manage the prediction?
Predictions wise, this is something that we are monitoring constantly per site and seeing how what the AI predictive model is giving us out as a predictions for the solar and load. They are used purely internally within internal processes for the planning generation. But we have also put there like sanity checks in place.
Oh.
Because AI models are data in, data out, and if the data going in from a weather or whatever technical issue is bad, you might get bad data out. So therefore, we have fallback planning algorithms and so on that will take just based on the history that we have seen, and we will disregard whatever the AI is spewing out. So right now we are running a planning algorithm, I think 14.5, something like this. It might be 15 next week already. So we are running several algorithms in development pipeline, and we're going to have a fallback scenarios where we know already where the fallback scenarios will be immediately used is when the new site comes online. We have no history, we have no nothing. So we will do just some based on statistical averages, and we'll go with that.
All right, thank you. And in a worst case scenario where everything's go down, the user could always just take control and just do everything manually, right? Like somewhat. Like if the AI start to fail or something.
If everything goes down, then it's the question what went down. If the communication with the device is down, then the commands won't reach the device. But generally speaking, is that, for example, if the internet connectivity goes down, beyond the point that the device kind of runs out of the plan, device will fall back to maximum self-consumption state. So that is also planned in. So if it goes like that, do your factory thing, please.
All right. Hey, thank you.
Also, Thomas, I received a question on beforehand regarding, I mean, this is mostly about kilowatts and kilowatt hours. Are you also handling, especially in the multiple inverter setups, where you're handling, for example, alarms from the different manufacturers in the same portal that you have?
This is something that we are looking at. The challenge is that while kilowatt hour is relatively standardized unit,
yeah,
alarms are not. This is they're very vendor dependent. We see them from devices internally, and we are trying to figure out what is the best method to bring them to the cloud level. Because what we've done with our technology is that we've removed all the vendor dependence from the cloud side. So we kept it all in the local side. But this alarm data is very vendor dependent, and this is something that we will most likely break the pattern so far. So this data we will most likely bring out raw and translate and get it into logical human readable format in the cloud. So it is a sort of not even work on progress, but we will based on demand, add features like this. But this is something that we definitely see a valuable thing for the partners to manage their pool, see what types of alarms are there.
Yeah, because I think that from both a distributor perspective and also from an installer perspective, that I mean, vendors come and go, and some go bankrupt, and some new technologies arise, and suddenly we have too many vendor portals and keeping track of everything, and then you have service personnel looking into 5 or up to maybe 9, 10 different portals. So I mean, I understand this is to keep the EMS in a one uniform platform, and I think that's fantastic. And I also see that, especially for maybe bigger facility owners, and that you have multiple houses or what you have to aggregate your data. I think that that might be interesting to elaborate in the future. Some more questions, please.
Do you have plans to include EV charge box, SG ready heat pumps and such devices in the future?
On the picture is answer to one of those questions already. No, the picture that you had. And go back to the plan, Thomas.
Okay. Yeah. That you see.
There is an inverter plan, and then there is a heat. This is a feature that's been cooking in the background, and that's SG ready heat pump control. I might get the site up this weekend. That's to test it fully out, because we built it with more speed during the fall, but then we had some other pressing issues, so we put it on backbench a bit. But it's like 80% complete, the heat pump side. So this we will finish, button up and bring out. EV chargers part we covered. Those questions. But we are thinking about adding more feature when it comes to those kind of power control topics when the sun is up, in order to turn on some consumers when there's enough power and so on. Because this is some of those features that we are being asked, and the sunny period is coming, and who wouldn't like to heat their pool while the sun is up and not heat it while the sun is down automatically. So we're looking at those directions.
And that could be done through some like standardized protocols like Matter or Thread or something like that.
We are right now, the plan is, and I will not make a sort of secret out of it, Shelly product family.
Yeah.
So
that's a perfectly valid answer.
Yeah. So that you would take off the shelf Shelly, you don't have to buy it from us, and we would work with that.
Can I ask one more question?
Sure.
So when looking at the 24-hour plan in the 50 minutes interval, I noticed like there are times where the battery charging, the exporting, and the flex events seem to happen kind of around the same time, right? So in that case, how does the system actually decide what to prioritize in those situations? Would it just like randomly choose one, or there's actually like a logical thinking or reasons what to choose?
There is no randomness in it. When the flex activation arrives, then this is with the highest priority.
Okay.
And so therefore we are talking with our aggregators always that your flex activation has to be valuable for the customer. And our longer term strategy is to offer various flex providers for the customers. So if one flex aggregator is maybe doing poor, let's say, trading,
Mhm.
not providing enough value for the same kilowatt hours for the customer, they can try another.
Oh, that's very nice. Thanks.
Yeah, I think it's like from a perspective where you could have like different inverters, and the inverters have different battery capabilities. I mean, just take our CTO, Eric, for example. He have two Solis inverter, one with our own capacity, semi-solid state battery, and in parallel with that, he has Dyne's new Tower Pro battery working in parallel with two different battery manufacturers with the same inverter manufacturer, and also to have it controlled by only one hardware from MarkeDroid. And I think that's quite fantastic to have full control over such system. And I also think that you guys are a little bit too humble. I mean, I think we should stress to the installers, like, how do you really install the product, and how do the inverter connect to your hardware?
Okay, technical side, I'll take it. I have one device here. So the device actually that is controlling my home right now. So it has Ethernet connection and the power. Yeah. And those are the only physical connections that you need to do most of the cases. What we do then is that we will look in the user home network for the inverters. So the inverters have to be in the same local network than with our device. We will identify them. We will sort them out. What is the vendor? What is everything? And then we will take control of it. There is no heavy configuration or anything like this required. In the onboarding flow, if it doesn't happen automatically, we will have a guides like, okay, what is the type of vendor that we are looking for? And if there is certain configuration that needs to be taken place, then it's also available there. For example, in Huawei cases, you need to enable some things. And with some vendors, you don't need to enable anything. So this is how we find them, and this is how we take control over them. Now, how does the user get access to it? It's relatively straightforward as well. If you log into our environment from the same network, click Add Site, it will look for our device in the same network. And if the device is the same network, the user gets linked to that particular device immediately. After this, of course, you can log in and control it from anywhere. But to link up the user, you have to be in the same network. You as a partner can, of course, link up users remotely as well. So you don't have to go there and so on. So those are the methods that we use. We do support some cases where the RTU conversion device is required. And that is the sort of where the screwdriver comes into picture. Because our initial aim has always been that 1 minute physical installation and no screwdriver required. That has been the aim.
Maybe add on also that we also separate this campaign page where we also have those videos, this installation videos and all the other stuff that it's how we are generating the benefit and everything else. So there, unfortunately, there is some incidents ongoing with our website. And I think soon it will be like sorted out, but we are keeping our website and also product in different platforms. So our product still operation and running, but yeah, as this.
Yeah, and I will include the links so everybody gets to the landing page where you can read more about the campaign with the 5-year plan included. And also, I will send you some useful links with these videos.
Yeah.
Guys, this webinar is getting to an end. I think it was, thank you, first of all, Thomas number 1 for a fantastic presentation, and also Thomas number 2 for your deep insights in the technology. We very much appreciate it. And I think also that we should mention that in this presentation, that we showed, it's also possible to schedule like a one-on-one meeting with the MarkeDroid team. So if you are interested as a professional installer, we can set up one-on-one meetings for you to really understand the product, understand the flows, the business, and to give you everything you need to get up and running. So we are really eager to help you, and we hope that we inspired you to get on the MarkeDroid train right away. So thank you very much, and I wish you all a very nice weekend. Take care, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.